For Salvador Theodore Hornraven, or Cy for short, growing up in Stonefall wasn't hard. As the eldest son of one of the most wealthy and powerful men in the city, he spent most of his time training in sword fighting and hitting on the variety of beautiful women in the city. At 18, against his father's request, he joined the army. He doesn't speak about his time in the army, nor about the multiple years after. He eventually found himself wandering when he stumbled into Runkenkilder. There, he was taken captive and thrown into a fighting pit. Across from him was a female dwarf, with a look of desperation in her eyes. Feeling this would be the last fight of his life, he used every bit of strength to survive, forcing the fight to end in a draw. After the fight, he learned that the feisty dwarf's name was Pyra. He was set free after the battle, and continued on his way through the mountains. He eventually found himself in the middle of a desert, heading toward a small village, when a huge sandstorm came out of nowhere. Cy took refuge in a small temple in the village. As he waited for the storm to pass, the figure of Bahamut appeared before him. Cy made a deal with the god that he would fight as Bahamut's sword. The god branded Cy's wrists with his symbol to seal the deal. As the storm passed, Cy left the village and began his trek back to Stonefall. On the road back, Cy stopped in Runkenkilder to find Pyra. Pyra said her grandmother had gone missing, and how she is in a struggle for power over the city. He offered to take Pyra to Stonefall in hopes his father would know how to find Pyra's grandmother. Yet, when they arrive in Stonefall, they discover Cy's younger brother Ben had gone missing as well. Lord Hornraven granted Cy knighthood and a squire named Brian, or Jerome, or Mickey or something, before sending him on a mission to find their lost loved ones. Now, with new friends at his side and Bahamut in his sword, Cy is off on his journey of redemption and discovery. And pigs. And shiny rocks.
Growing up without having parents around has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks. For Rosalie Suncrest, she didn't particularly mind growing up with few rules and no curfew, but she and her twin brother Jovius quickly learned by the age of 10 that they were going to need to provide for themselves. With the captain of a pirate ship constantly off on voyages for a mother and a book-obsessed cartographer for a father who forgot to feed himself, let alone his children, Rosalie and Jovius learned the hard way that no one was going to care for them except each other. Jovius took to the shops, quickly earning himself an apprenticeship at a local smithy. Rosalie took to the docks, not particularly inclined for the traditional money-making ways, and learned the ways of the bard. Quickly becoming quite skilled in the ukulele, Rosalie brought home money she earned by playing in the streets during the day, but at night, she liked to find her way into trouble. What would always start out as a simple joke or a prank would usually end in several angry citizens trying to throw her in jail. Suffice it to say, Jovius was usually the more responsible one. But riding a manta ray past the snarling faces of some snot-nosed pirates was completely worth it. And it makes for a wonderful story. Rosalie and Jovius were living happily despite their parents' negligence until one particularly stormy night when Jovius disappeared. Ever since, Rosalie's search for her missing brother has led her down many twists and turns. Her favorite twist landed her with a group she likes to call the Totally Awesome Lethal League, or TALL for short, because it sounds cool and her friends are also much taller than she is. With her friends by her side, she continues the search, knowing that soon she will find her brother and that from now on, she will always have friends she can count on.
Rise and Aaron Stark was born as the second child of a minor Oslian noble family. His first few years were happy, and the memories he looks on fondly even to this day. But they were not to last. When Rise was 6 years old, his mother took ill. At first, it seemed to be merely a mild fever, but slowly progressed into something more serious. Over the course of the next 6 months, Rise watched his mother waste away while cleric after cleric either proclaimed her beyond their reach, or tried and failed to save her. And then she was gone, leaving a great gaping void in the Stark family that seemed to suck in all the light and warmth that she'd brought with her. His father, always a harder man, grew detached and cold, and and seemed to believe, as best Rise could tell, that he would prefer his children seen and not heard. Rise's older sister, Caerwyn, did the best she could to take their mother's place in his life, but there was only so much a grieving child could do. Rise withdrew from the world, where once he laughed and smiled and played. Now he simply watched, observed, catalogued. Smiles and laughter were gone, and over the years the warm-hearted child slowly disappeared into a shadow of himself. He read almost constantly, but rarely ever for pleasure, and he threw as many books out as he kept. It wasn't until he secured his first spell book from a trader that probably shouldn't have been selling such things to children in the first place that he discovered his true calling: magic. The epiphany did nothing to bring joy back to his life, but it did seem to give him some purpose. He began studying every scrap of magical lore he could get his hands on, and when he demonstrated an aptitude with using that lore, his father sent him away to a prestigious university of magic. Rise isn't sure to this day whether his father did it because he coveted the status that having a wizard in the family brought with it, or simply to have one of the children out of his hair. Either way, it was a blessing. With access to more magical knowledge than he'd ever had before, Rise excelled at his studies. His teachers often called him driven. His peers, though... While not bad with people necessarily, Rise did not have many friends. He disdained those sycophants that would want to befriend him simply for his status, and those few real friends he might have had, he never seemed to have time for. There was something in his life, something that he devoted all his effort and as much of his time as he could to, but it certainly was not cultivating friendships or relationships. His natural intelligence, coupled with his driven studies, earned him a position as a researcher at the university after graduation. For a few years, things actually seemed to be going rather well for Rise. He wasn't well liked by his colleagues, largely for the same reasons that he wasn't well liked by his classmates, but he was respected for his intellect and skill. At some point, something happened to change that. The details are vague, and the secretive Rise surely isn't clarifying them. Rise doesn't talk about any of this, though. Attempts to get information from him about his past meet with polite stoicism, and any attempts to push past that meet with a brick wall. Outwardly, the face Rise shows the world is a stoic one. He's quiet, generally preferring to observe and plan than take direct action. Though he does not smile often, and never laughs, he does very occasionally seem to display a somewhat dry sense of humor. Words like serious, severe, and even somber would not be inaccurate descriptions of his outward face. Underneath the stoic mask, however, there is an intensity about him that he can't quite hide. He's driven by something, some purpose that instills him with a quiet, grim determination, and one he will not stop at anything to accomplish.
For Salvador Theodore Hornraven, or Psy for short, growing up in Stonefall wasn't hard. As the eldest son of one of the most wealthy and powerful men in the city, he spent most of... Hello!
Hello.
Noises! Cheering, everyone.
Phone.
Cheeseburger onion rings.
Anyway.
It's so good to be back, you guys.
Indeed.
Uh,
Seriously, I want cheeseburger onion rings now.
we just started.
Seriously, Azareth, drop it. Like,
Yeah, for real. Like,
you're not gonna get onion rings or whatever it is. Like,
It's in here like, I'm already
Alright.
tired from you guys. This is... Got here, immediately started laughing. Like, come on.
Well,
Trying to get into
that's
character.
that's all for this week, guys.
Felicia.
Oh. Anyway, welcome back. It's good to be back.
It's been so fun.
So much fun.
Sorry, I've been gone for so long. You guys shouldn't have let me DM. Otherwise, you could have just like kept going without me.
But we kind of did.
Well,
That's true. It's true.
With your guidance, we did. I mean, I did it by myself. Ding.
It was really good. I watched most of them, just not live because I was in the water mostly.
You can do. Hey, a couple fish is gonna die. It's fine. Electricity,
What
but
was that?
ghost.
Just
Yeah.
blow up those fish like I blew up everybody's houses.
Anyways, we should probably introduce ourselves. Let's start on the other end this time. Hey, Azrith, introduce yourself first.
No, I go last.
Yes,
all
go
the time.
first.
No, I'm supposed to go last. I'm on strike.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Alphabetical order.
Hey, everybody, I'm on strike.
Yes.
Or
I would
God.
be second. No, I would be like.
No, you wouldn't.
Are we going by S or are we going by B? It's.
Who
One's my
knows?
actual name. One's my
I don't
character. I don't. Azrith, go first.
Hey, everybody, I'm Azurith Strife. I'll pass it on to the next person because we have to do this out of order.
Megan, you can go now.
Hi guys, I'm Megan, and I play Kay, the half-elven rogue.
I am Will now because an old gnome playing an evil fighter wouldn't make much sense to most people, I'd assume.
No,
So- Yeah, it's Will now.
Aww.
You sounded so sad. I'm Sonar Bryce, or Sono, or that guy. You can fucking call me whatever. I play Sai, the super genius ladies man paladin.
One of those things was right.
I'm playing Sai.
Also, I'm playing Sai.
Oh, wow. Alright, hi guys. I am Jerry. I am playing Rise, the beautiful disaster of a necromancer.
He's very
playing Rice
excited
today.
about his new spell.
I got animated dead, you guys.
Holding.
Double tap.
I am Sarah. I am the Pungeon Master. I'm also Rosalie and all of the NPCs. So, I mean,
Let's
I
get
could
started
go...
with the
That's
list,
Sarah.
shall we?
She's everyone else.
Hey, for schizophrenia.
Well, recently, you've been Rosalie and some other
True.
people, and people we've been killing.
True. Speaking of recently, do you guys remember what happened last time? Because I definitely don't.
Ooh,
We won.
I wasn't here.
That's true. Well, that's also true. You ruined all of my planning. Anyways.
I'm so
I just got his ass
sorry,
kicked by
Hockey.
a set of stairs.
Yeah, I try to tackle guys
I
Turned on
upstairs.
some lights. Yeah, Rise and Kate turned on some lights, and it was very dramatic.
And then
Sai and Aethys
And
killed the
also,
skeleton with stairs.
they fought a guy.
like 3 of us had a
dead
face.
Guy. It was,
Stairs
it
did a
was
lot
fun.
of.
super
A lot of
difficult
damage.
enemy by ourselves. It was fine. It's fine. We did it. I almost died.
We're fine. 11 HP.
7.
I'm still
Combined, we're not at
Guys,
20.
guys turned on some
Came
lights.
off with Dr. Silent to the rescue?
Yeah, it's what it's sounding like.
We ended
Doc,
with
I have
me
a
punting a
tummy
skull
ache.
across the room.
Rise is the bottom of some stairs.
Yeah. So that happened.
On that note,
I was gonna say,
Best
Stairs did enough
recap
damage to
ever.
Rise and to the skeleton. Death by Stairs.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Stairs for MVP.
Yeah.
Traffic time in Honolulu would be helicopters
Final boss.
flying
A
ahead.
tree atop of stairs.
No!
Well, we're fucked. Let's go.
We have to go up the stairs.
Oh no.
Nope.
We're all gonna
We out.
die!
I submit to my demise.
To quote a certain British watcher, the Earth is doomed.
Okay. Well, hell. On that note, let me find my music because I don't know where it is. I don't
Maybe
want
I
that
should roll this d20.
one. I don't want that one.
Don't break
Where
it.
did you get
man.
the super big one?
Good God,
Or
what?
the game store in Oakland. It's also
Oh,
where I got my
nice.
super tiny ones. I got them at the same time.
Nice.
They use those for
bring a
magic
windshield
together.
Phantom of the
that.
Attic in Oakland. They had a bunch of them.
I was gonna say, is it Phantom of the Attic?
Are we vamping?
The game one, not the comic book one.
Sorry, I got distracted. Are we vamping?
There's two, and they're across the street from each other, which makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, I remember this. My screen like
what?
broke right near the end of this.
Yeah, I don't know what
Oh, yeah.
happened. Roll 20 slipped out, but nonetheless.
We give him a
So
month. So we do.
Alright, well,
after having just defeated this skeleton paladin thing, it's now lying in a pile on the floor of bones. You all take a moment, rise, maybe, stand up, brush yourself off.
No, I'm going to lay here.
So,
wow, that was exhilarating.
Rise is really hoping Kay's dark vision
Oh,
doesn't
my.
extend far enough down to see him, having
Does
fallen
it?
on his ass down the stairs.
Does it extend far enough to see him fall on
the
his ass
stairs
downstairs?
are only about 25 feet down. So,
Rise, you okay down there?
Yes, I'm fine.
You don't look okay.
I found something. I think. I can't actually see down here.
Well, then maybe you should come back up for the moment.
There's some kind of skeletal death machine up there. I think I'm safer down here.
No, it's
We killed it.
Deader. It's deader than it was. It's not moving
Oh.
anymore.
In that case, hang on. I'll be right up. I need to study it.
The bone pile. Is it literally just a pile of bones, or do they form the skeleton at all, or?
there are all of the skeleton bone parts there, but it's just
Disassembled?
yeah.
Okay.
There are
So
no
this is
joints.
gonna go retrieve the skull.
Okay.
I'm going to
I'm gonna
assemble
go
it
ahead
again.
and bless some water and sprinkle it over the bones. Say a prayer to kind of lay it to rest.
Did you need this part?
Preferably.
So, question. How much of the bone pile has to be present for certain spells to work?
I pull up my sword.
Which certain spell?
Here we go.
It's possible I
Fly.
might want to cast Animate Dead on it.
Fly.
Possible.
Alright, let me start looking up Turn Undead now.
I'll look up how to swing
be
a sword.
prepared.
Figure it out.
I would say you can use as much of the bones as you would like. However,
Just a hint. Just a
it's
hint.
going to attempt to create the whole thing, to animate the whole thing. So if you animate the head, it will animate the head, but if you animate, a femur, that'll hop around too.
Okay. So if I animate just the pile of bones with the body and all that, will it also animate the head that Aethys took, or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Rise will approach the pile of bones down here, wherever it is, and is Aethys holding the
ramped
skull, or
downstairs,
is it in a
dude.
bag, or?
You just
He's
sprint
gonna
up those
put it with the
stairs.
pile of bones along with 2 pieces of copper in its eyes.
Rise, as he's approaching, will look at that and go, I don't think it's going to need that yet. Point at it,
I also point at it.
say the word Rise in Infernal, not his name, the actual word,
Sigh.
and cast Animate Dead on it.
Okay.
Let me just throw that into the chat real quick.
As you animate it, all the bones kind of come back and sort of form back together.
Kay says, "Oh, fuck no," and goes way back over here.
Without the armor, but the bones do come together and sort of form the once living paladin. Just kind of sits there and stares at you. Well, the head stares at you down on the floor, but the rest of the body just kind of hangs out.
Rise will direct it to pick up its head and put it back on its shoulders.
Okay, it does that. It walks over and picks up the head. Kind of coins are still in the eye sockets, but
You jam those in there.
I figured it out.
Rise What the fuck?
You're playing a dangerous game, wizard.
At
Is it
least,
Jenga?
I'm thinking for myself, priest. And then he's going to walk back off towards the giant hole in the ground with Skelly the Skellington, because that's his name now.
Okay.
Because that was my favorite character from Chrono Cross.
Makes sense.
Gonna give
Which
him a little
giant
funny
hole
hat,
in the
too.
ground? The one with the stairs?
Yep. Yes, the one with the
Okay.
stairs. Yes, the
There's
one with
another
the
one?
stairs.
The
We're
gaping
we're
hole,
not
please.
chancing
Thank you.
going without stairs. I got my ass kicked by stairs. We're not chancing to jump.
I have more pressing
All right.
than handling that. You two look quite wounded. Looking at Hathus and Sai.
No, I'm fine.
I can walk
it's a
at
flesh
least.
wound.
Sit down. He'll take out his healer's kit and start to patch you both up.
Doctor's orders.
All right.
Sai will get your 5th level, right?
Yeah.
We both should be, yeah.
Both are 5th level.
Mhm. And guess
Should've
what?
looked this
I
up
loaded
before,
up now
okay.
in a different window so that the stream can't see my character sheet anymore. Looks more better. More better. God.
I are
Okay,
a college
so-
student.
It's the most best way.
I learned today.
13 to Hathus.
Really getting
and
into this eye. Thank you.
15 to Sai.
Oh, what is this favoritism? Huh? 2 more for him? Let's see how it is.
I apologize. Some of his wounds were a little easier to patch up than yours.
I just had to put my thumb back in the socket.
All right. So
I can try to expend some of my magic if you need it.
I assume this doesn't take the time of a short rest?
if
Probably
you'd
not.
like to take a short rest, you can take a short rest.
I'd appreciate a short rest.
When was the last time I used lay on hands? 'Cause I always forget to reset it. It was when he collapsed lower down in the room, wasn't it? Yep.
Probably.
I used it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take a short rest, or keep? We have one.
Sounds
book
like most of us are moving on.
I don't like to compliment the lights. These are nice lights you guys are working on.
Great interior decorating skills. Very rainbow.
We found a thing.
So did we, but now he's your friend.
Yeah. All the work and you take the credit, huh?
We found a usable resource. Yes, thank you.
I walk over to the stairs.
That wasn't a slight. That was a genuine gesture of gratitude.
Can I see down the stairs?
Whatever. To the
You
stairs.
have dark vision.
Damn it. Can I borrow one of those torches, Silent?
You already have it.
I dropped it. Oh yeah, I dropped it. You know, the whole fight thing. I'm tired.
You need another one?
Is it still lit on the ground?
Yeah. It doesn't ever actually go out.
I don't understand this. I pick it up and I go back to the stairs.
Okay.
So, I guess we're moving forward.
Looking down the stairs, there is at the bottom of the staircase an old, thick wooden door.
Okay. So I turn to everyone. Ready to move forward?
I'm sorry, looking at this map, are we supposed to be going away from that altar thingy?
The altar thingy moved and
Follow my
showed a bunch
character.
of stairs underneath
Oh,
it.
okay.
There
Okay.
we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Do you guys?
I hear birds.
I hear it too.
That's the birds outside my window. Pay no mind. It's not part of the
Pay no
track.
mind to the bird behind the curtain.
Man, your skeleton's making a weird noise, dude. It's...
Not my
As this one
skeleton.
kind of like creaks.
Do we have to take it with us?
Yes, we have to take it with us. It can be a valuable asset in battle.
And I look at everyone. Alright.
I don't believe you, and that's really creepy.
Okay, you've been traveling with me for how long? I'm really creepy. How is this a surprise to you?
Doesn't give you the right to defile a corpse.
I've not defiled a corpse. I'm making use of a pile of bones.
That is a corpse, Raz. I thought you would know the definition.
Are we really going to have this fight here, Silent? Here, in the middle of all this?
Guys,
A
there's a
few of
door.
us have already spoken up that we are not comfortable with this.
Let him prove his use. Open the door.
There's a door.
And then Rise is going to start down the stairs with the skeleton.
Okay.
I turn to hate this. If I have to push him down more stairs, I swear to God.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I followed on after.
Okay. So you reach the bottom of the staircase, and there's an old and thick wooden door that just shut.
Open it. Don't check for anything, just open it.
So, do I remember there being a button on the wall near the top of the stairs?
There was, I think. There is now.
Cheat.
I wasn't there a second ago.
It just pops into existence.
Anyways.
It looks like the ones that we used for the lights.
Yeah.
I press it.
Okay.
Turn downstairs,
Where are
don't
you
slide.
standing when you press it? Because it's so the button itself is kind of like maybe 4 or 5 stairs down.
I think we're all like on the staircase at this point, right?
Yeah.
So are you the last person, or
Probably. I was leaving little distance between me and the skeleton.
The rest
So
of us would have been heading for the
probably.
door.
It makes me nervous that you're asking this question.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
where is everybody
how wide
standing?
is-
Is everyone?
how
We're on the
wide-
stairs. I have a feeling this is what it's
They're
gonna
about
do.
They're about 2 people per staircase. They're
Okay.
spot. Whatever.
I'll probably be next to Kay.
I'll be like right behind Rise. Because I'd wait for him to
Okay.
go on first and then I'll go. I hate
I'll
this
probably be
somewhere in
near
the
the
middle.
back, I guess.
I thought you went down first.
You would have
with your
been
skeleton.
first, yeah.
Yeah, no, I would have been first, wouldn't I? Yeah, so I
Yeah.
would have been up front.
Do it.
Okay. I hate this.
Somewhere in the middle. I don't know.
In the middle? Okay.
He's like the
Everybody-
cheese in our grilled cheese
Right
sandwich.
now?
Why don't we move our tokens?
Have
to where
a-
we stand?
Dang.
So in pushing the button, you hear a
Ah.
creaking
Come on.
as the statue thing starts moving back to over the entrance. So it's moving rather slowly, so I won't make you roll to avoid it, but
Should we
it's
Like
closing
it's
on
closing
you.
us in.
press the button
Yeah.
again? Press the button again.
I press the button again.
It stops. Or starts creaking back out.
Don't press that button.
I guess that wasn't a light switch.
Light switches are buttons in the wall? I guess you're right. Anyways, the door.
So, Rise, what are you doing? What is Skeleton Man doing? What is his name?
He'll call back up. Does
Skeletor.
anyone have a torch?
I throw a torch to him.
Rise
More-
will
more-
give it to the skeleton
More Adam.
and send the skeleton out. Let's see. Send him out 30 feet ahead to act as a scout.
Into
Okay.
the door.
20 feet. Yeah.
Okay, so he opens the door, and pushing it open, it creaks with a heavy weight. And it opens to a cavernous pathway forwards, dimly lit by this like green glowing mushroom fungus stuff on the walls.
Sounds delicious.
Let me pull you over. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So ready to be there. So excited. Oh, gross.
And so you can see in front of you, up just a little ways, are several crates and boxes laid out up against the cavern wall. And further up, you can hear a grumbling and kind of a grunting noise, and the sound of like clinking armor moving.
Do I hear any voices?
There's one voice that you're hearing kind of doing a kind of like,
Like grunting.
yeah.
Does it sound at all familiar to me? Like, is it a
Guy
voice
at
I
the gym.
recognize, or?
Not particularly. Never heard
All right.
this
I
particular
will
set of
hold
grunts
up.
before.
I will hold up my hand for the rest of the group in the, standard paramilitary stop
Mhm.
and signal. And I'll obviously command the Skelly to stop as well.
Okay.
And then he'll just sort of mouth the word voices to the rest of the group.
What?
How many of us understand it?
Did he speak it in Elvish?
Yeah, does it sound
He
like
didn't
a
at first. When Sai didn't hear him, just to be an ass, he did. And then he points at his mouth, makes the talking, and points up ahead.
Use my hands, try to gather how many you've heard.
It was just one, right?
Mm-hmm. From what you can tell.
He'd probably point to Hathis and Sai and sort of beckon them down.
We're super lit. And by that I mean in the gaming term, but I guess we could move forward.
Kay is gonna move forward and tap Aethys and Sai on the shoulders if they start moving forward, and go up next to Rise. Can I make out like if it's a language? Any kind of familiar language?
You can hear some sort of like man's voice saying, "Oh no, you don't. You're not coming down here to finish me off without a fight. You're not. You deserving bastard. I'll take you down or die trying."
What language is it in?
Common.
Guys, I don't think he's from here.
I wanna go stealth.
Okay.
And I wanna sneak forward to see if I can see who's talking, and like get a better sense of exactly where they are. And
Okay.
I think it might be a good number.
24
Yep.
stealth,
Okay.
and I try to I make my way forward to see if I can get a look at the guy.
All right. Sneaking forward. you can see a very bruised, bloodied, and battered man in this like bent and broken kind of armor, shuffling and like pushing himself up off the ground, and sort of trying to pull out his sword and attempt to look like he's getting ready for a fight. He looks human.
Anything distinctive?
Not anything in particular. He looks probably about the same age as, in human terms, as like Silent would be.
And he's not wearing any kind of, nothing to say like where he's from, no cult symbol.
No cult symbol. And you can see that like his armor maybe used to have a lot of the insignia of an officer of some sort in battle, but it's long either burned off or scraped off or covered in dirt, so you can't really pick anything out that would identify him.
And he's definitely alone. I don't see any sign of anyone else being there.
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
He's surrounded. He's actually two halflings
19?
in an overcoat.
Okay. Yeah. He appears to be the only person in the room. There's a bunch of other boxes, sort of, and crates lying around near him, but they've mostly been either like broken or opened, and it looks like there may have been a couple like dry food rations in there. But that's about it.
I sneak back to the party and I tell them what I saw. Very, very quietly.
So we totally kill this guy, right? It's like easily.
I don't
No.
think that's necessary.
Well, just in case, I'm saying if there's like, hey,
Could be
I'm
an
gonna
ally.
murder you. Yeah,
Could be an ally.
could be a guy who wants to kill us. He could be a dragon. I don't know.
I'm willing to take that chance.
Okay, bye.
And he'll just start walking forward.
Okay.
Rise will have Skelly follow. Not super close behind
Hey, Simon.
Silent, but close enough.
All right.
Kay's
As a
following
bodyguard, you know.
too. Kay's following too and keeping an eye on the skeleton.
Okay. So coming around the corner, you can see Silent. You sort of brazenly walk around the corner, and turning the corner, you have to take a second because you recognize this person. And though he's very dingy and battered, but this is Sam.
He just takes off running down this hall.
Does he say
when he gets
anything?
there- no, he just takes off and do a sprint. When he gets there, he just throws his arms around him.
Okay.
Sam, is it really you?
As you run towards him, he looks up and is like, "Ha! Huh?" And then you embrace him. Like,
Sniff him a little bit.
Is it really
Rise
you?
will immediately pull Skelly back as soon as he sees this. Like,
it
there's
really
a time to be
you?
a dick, and it's not it.
like,
So he'll kind of pull back, looking for you for a while. I'd started to lose hope.
no kidding.
What are you doing here?
Well, it's a really long story. I'd love to tell you over a cold beer somewhere else.
Yeah. You look pretty rough.
Quite
No
dingy.
kidding.
Hang on. It's all right.
Is he a dragon?
No, but he's about as fierce as one.
I don't believe you. I walk around the corner.
I'm going to attempt to cast Cure Wounds on him at 3rd level.
Okay.
12
Alright.
on my D20. Hoping that works.
Mm-hmm. So is everybody...
25 hit points back.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, Silent don't mess around when it comes to this
you
game.
cast the spell and immediately you can see just like some of the wear and tear disappear. It's like, man, I missed you.
Still look quite
Yeah.
dingy though.
Still smells really funny too, so there's that. It's not like we showered recently, so
Yeah, you need a shower, man.
you know. I know.
How long have you been down here?
God, like 2 weeks, maybe more. I'm not really sure. It's been a long time.
Hey,
So, kind of step to the side. Guys, this is Sam.
Has everybody walked up and joined?
especially
No.
Rosalie.
Rise is probably hanging around here with Skeleton. He knows he's not Silent's favorite person, so he's hanging back a bit.
Okay.
Rosalie wants it though.
Yeah, Kay walks
Rosalie's
up.
gonna hang out with Hathis. Kind of like, whatever. So Sam kind of looks at everyone, goes, turns to Silent. You travel with strange people, but I've never been happier to see you.
You're definitely right. They're definitely not normal. But, to be honest, neither were we.
That's totally fair. Fair.
Sam, this is Kay. He'll motion to each person and introduce them.
Who were there?
Yeah, to each person who was there.
Okay.
We had more
Still
friends,
a
but
few
they're
were
standing
holding
over
back.
there.
So, what have you encountered down here?
Down here, nothing. I mean, I was sort of hiding from up, because that was one nasty deserter. And I tell you what, couldn't do it alone. So, you guys are here. Did you fare well against him?
Yeah, he was tough.
I
He
believe
took
so.
stairs, pretty nice. Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
He kind of looks at Rise and looks to the skeleton. Is that...
Oh, that,
Not
no,
anymore.
No,
He's
no,
mine.
that's our
Let's
friend.
move on.
That's
Okay.
Rise, and that's
Okay.
also Rise.
We've already had part
Something
one of
check.
this argument. Not the time to hash out part two. Let's move on.
No, you know what? You do you. As long as it just doesn't try to kill me, we're good.
Oh no, it's fully under my control.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
You were traveling with a dwarf woman.
Briefly, I was quite a while ago.
I'm assuming this can be heard from where Pathos and Rosalie are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start walking up.
Okay.
We met her. She was hoping you weren't too far behind.
Yeah. She was okay then.
Yeah, a bit ornery.
Yeah.
But if her granddaughter is going to grow into anything like her, well, I can see the family resemblance.
I'm scared for all of us.
Scared
Yeah.
for
Negate
the
the
world.
teleporting thing. I'm scared for the world.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that I had to leave her behind, but I kind of accidentally jumped an island while that elemental was there. So I'm glad to hear that she made it out okay.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out how to get off these islands.
That would be amazing.
I feel like we're not going to get off these islands until we deal with whatever we have to deal with here. Unfortunately.
You're probably right. Sam, you're more than welcome to join us. I
With
can
what
vouch for
I've
you.
seen so far, no offense, not really interested in going forward. Would definitely rather go back.
But there really wasn't a way to get back.
We can go upstairs, go out, start a bonfire or something.
Yeah, but how are you going to get
have done
home?
less.
Yeah, but there's scary things out there.
Nah, not scarier than a walking thing, skeleton.
I need
Undead.
Mom's
Psy.
probably-
Thank you.
Mom's probably
It's not
worried.
that scary now.
Walking thing. Person.
I'm just not sure I would be of any help.
At this point, Hathis is going to walk out and he's going to say, there is another option.
Okay.
Sam,
Sam immediately steps back from Silent and pulls out his sword and goes, "What the hell?"
I've
Turns
been
to
following
Silent
you for years.
turns to Silent and goes, "Why are you traveling with this man?"
He was helping me look for you. He's involved in all this.
I'm afraid
Something
you've
going
been
on?
duped.
There's no juking involved. No one bothered to ask.
Ask what, Hathis?
At this point, he's going to grab the amulet around his neck, rip it off, and throw it at the paladin. Sam.
Hope Sammy.
This man denied me something a long time ago, and I'm here to collect.
Is he a Pokemon?
You lost fair and square.
Lost?
Yeah.
You ran.
Hathis,
Not
I
how
think
I remember it.
Oh. How did it happen
I think
according
you
to
better
your
explain.
tale?
Calm down.
I want to know what he has to say.
To be honest, great seeing you again. I would love to kick your ass like I did last time.
Right.
Sam, this is not what we need right now.
I'm not going anywhere with this poor excuse for a warrior.
Is he talking about you or me?
Me.
Either
He's
way
right,
is
he
wrong.
doesn't have to go anywhere. I could sit him down right here. Never to move. Like I should have done that day.
Gentlemen, can we
Listen.
put our penises away, please?
Oh, sorry.
You want a round two? Come and get me.
That's not going to happen.
Go walk a bit closer. You ready?
He just steps in front of Sam. It's not going to happen.
Sam just kind of looks at you and goes, "Selenis, get out of my way."
Sam, this is not what we need. I didn't come all this way to watch you die. If I
You don't have to
if I
watch.
wanted you dead, if I wanted either of you dead, I would have let you die a long time ago. I would have let Hathus die a long time ago, and I wouldn't have come looking for you.
Well, I'm not going anywhere while he still stands. And I kind of doubt that he will go anywhere if I am still standing. So there's really only one way to handle this.
We both go to opposite sides of this tunnel here and say, hey, we're going to go keep going what we're doing. You can go make that bonfire you were talking about. I mean, it's pretty safe out there. Don't listen to what I was saying earlier. It's pretty safe out there. There's this plant that looks very nice. You should eat it.
Sam, you're going home. You still have a home to go to.
Do you have a way to get home? Because I would rather go down fighting than rot here.
We're going to see you home.
How are you going to do that? Please, pray tell me.
Go look at Hathus. Is there no other way that this ends?
That benefits the both of us? Most likely not.
So there's pretty much there's several solutions out of this. Either you fight, one kills the other, and then probably the other one's going to die by the hands of somebody. Or we could keep going, deal with the shit that's going on in the world right now, which is pretty, I think, your problems, the world's problems, it's kind of like this at this point. We can move on, deal with that shit, and deal with this problem later, say not in the cave, and where we couldn't, like, bury the bodies and that'll be fine. Or yeah. It's either you both die, or you both can live.
Well, what's another 2 weeks if you've been searching for me for this long?
It's been like several days.
So long as you don't run again.
Please.
Or you deal with him, or hey Rosalie, come here. Just come here.
What?
Do you recognize her?
Sam looks at her and... Yeah. Well, you significantly older.
And significantly more dangerous. So we can sick her on you. Or we can go fight together. Because, hey, more people, better odds of saving the world and all that stuff. Or you can keep, like, ripping your dicks out and fighting each other. I think it's a very reasonable option to this.
Is Sam wearing a collar like Rosalie was?
No, he's not.
Put the collar on.
This does not need to end in bloodshed.
Well, I think it does. But just maybe
But not
later.
right now.
Sure.
I'll be back for you.
My love.
I mean, I hopefully won't be here, but
No, like I said, you're coming with us.
fine. I clearly have no other choice, and I'd rather not be here. So,
I'm not going to let you sit here rotting in this hole.
no, I'd rather not rot in this hole either, but I'd rather just go and not fight demons and things. So,
So would I, but it doesn't really look like we have a choice.
Unfortunately, we're all stuck in this, and you know what? If things have to go this way, like I said, my main concern is getting you home. Mom already lost me. She doesn't need to lose you too.
Yeah, as soon as
Yeah.
you're home, we can fight each other then. Proper burial and all that. I just lost everyone's video. Hold on. Vamp.
I don't think it
You
worked.
just froze for me.
Yeah,
And we lost sight.
I sent all your videos froze. That's free. They just went away. Temporarily. I'm gonna sound terrible to you guys. Now I should not sound terrible to you guys.
There's two of you.
Okay,
now.
Now there's
yeah,
two of you.
thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one seeing that.
I'm twice as important. Because I only see one.
Yeah,
of
but
me.
one of you is frozen.
You see,
Yeah.
that's Price. It's kind of a douche.
Well, Sam, no more fighting. There's two of him. We're outnumbered.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, you got me. I give up.
Okay, there it goes.
Now there's one of you again.
Good. The
All right,
balance is
it's on.
restored.
Session, we learned that Bryce is actually multiple man Jamie Madrox.
Alright. Well, Sam kind of looks at you, Silent, and Avis, and well, if we're not going to fight it out here,
We'll slowly take a step backwards.
And I'll step behind Aethys.
All right. Let's continue on our way. Sam can be
He's
a
going to
valuable
extend
ally.
his right hand out.
Sam takes a second and takes your hand, arm,
Shake.
for now.
Turns around.
Well, look at
Yeah,
that.
you
Two people
you
putting
can be
aside their
evaluated.
hostilities to work towards a common good. There's a lesson in that.
What is it? I don't want to be in a cave anymore. That's why I want to fucking
Don't
stop.
put all your eggs in one basket. It's lesson.
Don't cry over spilled milk.
Don't challenge another fighter when you only have 24 HP.
The truth
the
comes
reason,
out.
yeah.
When that warrior just got healed for 25.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I definitely would've-
Challenge another fighter we know his backup has better health than
Silent
you.
on that one.
It would have been. That would have been funny.
Okay, well, you guys continue on then.
Yep.
Alright. So, you continue walking down the cavern pathway, and Rosalie comes up to you and is kind of like, hey, so I kind of appreciate not being used to threaten people as a weapon.
I wasn't using you as a
Hey.
weapon. I'm acknowledging that you are a very strong and independent woman. And,
And you don't need no man.
and I'm just trying to get us out of this cave as fast as possible. I think we both appreciate rather being in a tavern than being in a hole in the ground.
Well, yeah, no, of course, but you know, just maybe next time don't be like, we're gonna sick her on you, because I may be small and feisty, but like I don't always like fighting, so
Fair enough.
Rosalie's a lover, not a fighter.
How about you can get back at me once? Free of charge. Punch me in the face, go ahead and sick anyone up. Have me sick on anyone else. Sick anyone on me.
I think I'll pass, but okay.
By the way, you know I wasn't actually gonna sick you on anyone, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, in reality, you know, thinking about it, you guys have only known me, and I've only known you guys for, you know, like a total of maybe a week.
Well, let me put it this way. I use my words a lot. I can use my muscles better.
Sometimes inappropriately.
I'd rather use my muscles in situations. So I might say some things to certain people that we might not look favorably upon. May not be true.
Okay. So, just continues on. So you guys come to the end of the pathway, and it sort of just opens up into another small room that's piled with a bunch of different things and various sort of, it looks less like a study and more like a lab from all of the other studies that you've seen. And would you guys roll perception for me?
While we're doing this, does our dog have a trumpet in its mouth?
Natural
Yeah.
20?
9.
12.
A minute. That is not my character.
I've got the power of bro's
Friendship.
back.
19.
I got bro power back.
I rolled a 16, and I'm pretty sure perception is intelligence based. I'm pretty sure
It's wisdom based.
wisdom based, so it's gonna be a 17. But I might,
Okay.
since I had to refresh, I don't have my character sheet anymore, so I'm gonna lag here in a second, so you guys can keep going.
All right. Well, Silent, you immediately lock your eyes on another one of the round wooden eyes, just sort of sitting on a desk. Everything else in the room, there's, various oddities and microscopes and very oddly, a lot of the things that you see are weirdly technologically advanced, and it looks very strange to you because you've never seen anything like a lot of these items in the room. But there are a couple other things in, herbs and things in jars, and a bookshelf that has a ton of different books on it that all look very old, as you've seen before.
And then a wooden eye on a desk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will point that out to everybody. We will now walk over to it and pick it up.
Okay. Looking through, you see the elven man, Arcturus, that you've been seeing constantly in all of these different things, and he's quickly shoving notes in bags, and he looks like he's packing in quite a hurry. And the woman that you've seen with him previously comes in with a baby in her arms, looking extremely terrified, and she just says, "They're here. They've come to take you, and I don't know what to do. Arcturus, what do we do? You can't leave." And he quickly hits a panel in the wall next to the bookshelf, and the bookshelf opens, and he says, "We don't have a choice. We have to fix things. Catch a boat to Nakora. Talk to Elspeth. She has a place for you to stay until things die down. Sylvia can grow up in safety there." And they argue for a moment before the woman finally concedes and goes and hides in the open wall. And they say their "I love you," and then the vision stops as the bookshelf goes back.
There was a hole in the wall?
It was like the bookshelf opened and there was a small hideaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One of these bookshelves opens, and I will relay the vision.
Does he mention the names?
Yes.
Was the vision in this room we're in?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, do any of these herbs seem like they would be medicinal or could possibly have medicinal purposes?
Make a medicine check.
25?
Okay. Um, one of the herbs that you see is something called Murray's jessamine. And it's something that you've really only ever read about in books for the most part. It's something that's very hard to come by. But you know that it's essentially this like handful of sprigs. And they only ever really grow like once in a lifetime. Because and when they do grow, they're evergreen and they grow very slowly. But you know that essentially it's used in saving creatures from death.
Okay. Can you type that out for me? The name, just so I can.
Yes. It should be in your inventory thingy. Whatever.
How convenient.
So what is everybody else doing?
Rise is searching the bookshelves for exactly the same sorts of books he's been searching for.
I'm gonna look at the
Okay.
mechanisms.
What did you guys get on your perception check?
I
Actually,
got a
no.
19.
Rise, roll an investigation check.
That is a 19 as well, same number.
Okay. Looking through the bookshelf, you find a book that looks very similar to all the other books that you've been using to teleport. And you also find several like journals that seem to talk about the studies that went on, and in some cases what some of the mechanisms and things in the lab do. You can see, you find a few that have diagrams and pictures and things, and you can like match them with the mechanics in the room. But otherwise that's kind of about it.
Nothing about like his other thing?
Not in this case.
Okay. In that case, he will look through some of the diagrams and some of the devices to see if he can find anything referring to any hidden doors or passageways in this room or leading from it.
Okay. So while you do that, Hathis, looking at all of the like mechanics and things, there's a handful of blueprints for things that look like ships, but they fly. There's things that look like more advanced trebuchets, a bunch of more like weaponized kind of schematics, and then there's a few small little models of like, the trebuchet and everything on various desks in the room. The only other thing that really catches your eye about the different things that are in the room is a small, probably about this big, little like mechanical wolf kind of looking thing.
Go over and check it out.
Okay. If you pick it up, you can kind of move the legs, and it seems like everything is like a normal sort of wolf would. And it seems like there may at one time have been a power source that let this thing move and act like a wolf would. It looks very anatomically correct, and like somebody, wanted to make a wolf that was just small and mechanical.
No wind-up key. Some other
Mm-mm.
source.
No.
Put it back down.
Okay.
Just keep looking around.
All right. So Rise looking for secret passageways. The bookshelf that you found the teleportation book in has a small little brick next to it that looks just a little bit off from the other bricks. And looking through the books, you can see that there's a page that describes how the mechanism of that's attached to this brick opens the door and how that all works.
So basically, press the brick, the door opens.
Yeah.
Rise is going to press the brick.
Okay. The door opens and you can see that it's a staircase leading upwards into the darkness. It looks like it goes up at the very least 2 stories, probably. From what you can see. Past that, it's pitch black.
Well, everyone, I found the what appears to be the. Does it look like this is the passage that Silent was describing from the vision?
Mm-hmm.
I found the passage that Silent saw in the vision. He is deliberately not saying anything about finding the book that will lead to the next island.
Okay. So what are you guys doing then?
Onward and upward.
Mm-hmm.
How big was that mechanical wolf that Hathis was looking at?
Probably the size of like
This big.
a small loaf of bread.
I take it and I put it in my bag before I go with them to look at the stairs.
Okay.
Stealthily?
Should I be?
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's up to you.
I mean, not particularly.
Okay.
Alright
Alright,
then.
well, you guys all wander up the stairs.
Well,
Okay. Walking up the stairs, it leads to what sort of looks like a basement hatch. And sort of like one of the hurricane hatches kind of a thing. So do you guys want to open it? It's currently shut.
Who's in front?
Mr. Skellington.
I mean,
All right,
near
so
the
then
back.
Rise will very likely be close behind then. So can Rise put his ear to the door and see if he can hear any voices or anything on the other side?
Okay. Taking a minute to listen very quietly. Sounds like there's birds, maybe an owl or something. But other than that, you don't hear any like footsteps or voices or anything.
All right. Rise will trying to be, and this didn't work out so well the last time he tried, but trying to be somewhat stealthy about this.
Hmm.
He is going to try and just sort of crack open the door and peek out.
Okay. Do you actually do that, Sai?
Please don't do that. Please don't
no,
do that.
I'm near
More
the back
stairs.
of it. I'm near the back of the back of the
Okay.
line.
Alright. Roll stealth for me.
Don't fall off the desk. You've been rolling well. Oh yeah. Okay. This die's a keeper.
Tell us more.
23.
What's she like?
Okay.
Does she have a great
Thinking to myself,
personality?
fucking twig.
Whoa.
Did you get very far?
Whoa.
Second base?
Does
Okay,
she
no.
have a car?
So,
Good question.
Anyway,
Focus.
Right, so the die.
So you're able to open the door quietly. It creaks a little bit at first, but then you manage to silently push it open. And you look out and take a look, and it looks like you open this to outside of a small house or something. And it looks very old and like nobody's been there for a very, very long time.
You
From
look
the
like
outside.
you've been had. It was a
Are there any lights on? Well, not on, but you know what I mean. Light coming from inside.
There is a little bit, but it's maybe like
right here.
one candle worth of stuff, of light. There are a couple of windows that you can see that in.
Alright, so Rise will then kind of close the hatch doors quietly again, and then whisper to the others, I see some sort of building or residence. There appears to be some kind of very faint light from inside.
light?
Do we want to check that out?
Well,
When we haven't found the book yet, then it might be in there.
And yeah, that would be best.
We might have to.
That's true. That's true. Let's go.
To the
Do I need to roll
house.
deception or something?
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
you didn't find the
roll
book.
deception.
Sarah, I'm going to need you to answer that
Because
question for me, 'cause I'm sure you know.
Rise is deliberately not saying
Well,
anything about
inside.
finding the book. So,
Okay.
wow, this die might be my favorite die.
Hope it doesn't die.
19.
Okay, Hiatus and Kay, will you guys roll in?
He's telling the truth.
Insight, you said?
Yeah.
I think
16.
18.
Yes.
Okay.
18.
You
Teen.
think for maybe a second like something's a bit off with Rise, but then it's like, whatever, he's weird anyways.
Something's always a bit off with Rise,
True.
really.
he's
Yeah,
like,
let's be real.
bodies are fun to play with. It's like, no, they're not fun to play with.
Okay, so you guys walk up to the front door of this place.
Hold on. We're playing D&D. We don't walk to the front door.
Yeah, that's
You want to
true.
do a perimeter check
Why
first?
not?
Of course.
Why don't we walk to the front door?
Could be a trap.
Also, we've been
Silent.
everything we've been on so far telling us, hey, maybe just walking up to things isn't the best idea. Like that tree and that other tree.
And the door that's
Yeah,
outside.
Wildlife here
The
has tried to
flower.
kill us.
I'm gonna
Taking
just
a look around, there are no trees anywhere.
Alright, we're
Anywhere?
okay.
That we know of.
Not in your visual range.
guys.
Aha, the house
Oh,
is the
guys.
tree. Ah.
No. When we went underground, where we were at was covered with trees,
Oh, God.
Could we go deeper underground?
and now we're
Is this
out.
world upside down?
And now there are no trees.
Alright, nobody let Sai put logic to try to put logic to this.
That's
Is there
a
sand everywhere?
wise
Is it a
idea,
desert?
Silent.
Walked far enough to
Well, you
not be able to
got
see
nothing
any of the
else.
trees.
It's fine. Fine, we won't look into it. Like make a perception check around the house to see if there's any other entrances.
Sure, okay.
This is tall.
Kay would
you
like
see
to
a
as
house, we're so
well.
paranoid with trees that we don't bother to do anything.
We just stand here for the next 3 years arguing about trees.
13.
You think the final
16
boss might be a
perception.
tree?
Good bit.
Okay.
You win this time.
So doing a quick walk around, there aren't any other doors that you can see other than the door, the little basement that you came out of, kind of thing, and the front door. There are some low-lying windows that look very old and probably easily broken, but also the noise of breaking a window would happen, so... It's all up to you
Hey.
guys.
You seen
Breaking
through the
windows
windows? Can anything be seen through the windows?
The windows themselves are very old and dusty. You can take a second to kind of like attempt to look through, and you
Don't do
get
it. Don't do it.
essentially a blurry like vision, but you can see that there is a table and what appear to be bodies just kind of sitting there, humanoid bodies, with one candle in the center of this table.
You guys just want to
And the
knock on
body-
the door?
Oh, we don't go to the front door though.
I walk past him to the front door. I kind of nudge him on the way past pretty hard.
Stumble forward.
The skeleton will catch him.
To the front door. Just... Hold on, maybe it was too loud.
Nothing seems to happen.
Pizza's here!
What's a pizza?
It's this thing my mom used to
Land
make.
shark.
I'd like to check the door for traps.
Okay.
Snorkel.
15.
Okay. The door itself does not appear to be trapped. It seems to be locked, but that's about it.
Should I unlock it?
Should I just kick it down?
Bear's investigating.
Candy Graham.
Should I unlock it, or should I kick it down?
No, unlock it.
Try to go for style points. They don't go for style points.
All right, I try to pick the lock.
Okay.
I watch.
Super bad.
24.
Alright, yeah, the lock just clicks open on the door.
And I open the door.
Nothing is in your immediate vicinity. You open the door, the front door's over. BT does. And it looks like you enter into sort of like a front entrance room, logical. And it looks like at one point there were very ornate, like an ornate sort of sitting chair and a small bench and like a hat rack. But the furniture themselves are moldy and probably moth-ridden, and utterly just kind of destroyed, from what you can see.
Any books or anything anything besides the
Should
old?
we cover our mouths when we walk in here?
There's asbestos in the walls.
Lead paint, peeling lead paint.
Yeah.
Poison is literally leaking down from the ceiling.
Rusty
Roll a
nails all
perception
over.
check. Anybody?
I'll attempt it. I'll attempt it
13.
with my 4.
Okay. Well, nothing really stands out. There's a lot of really gross furniture. And you know, I mean, that's kind of all that this room at the very least has to offer. There's obviously a door on the other side of the room that would let you out into something,
I lean down.
probably a
to Kay.
hallway.
There's a door.
Is it a closed door or an open doorway?
It's an open door. There's a door attached to the hinges. It's kind of
It's.
partially
Standing
attached. Yeah.
I'd like to stealthily go over and peek through the door.
Okay.
That's an unnatural 20 for stealth.
Okay. So tiptoeing over to the door and sort of sticking your head out, you can see that this doorway enters into a short hallway, and on the other side there are 4 different doors, and it looks kind of like maybe they were bathrooms, or maybe they were like confessionals or something. Very small, maybe like one person standing kind of a room. And looking to your left out, you can see that there's another doorway at the end of the hallway, and it kind of opens up into a slightly bigger room, and you can see about half of the table that you can see through the glass, and it looks like there's, still the one candle, and apparently 4 unmoving humanoid things sitting at all of the tables with their hands kind of out, kind of sitting there.
I'd like to sneak up to that door and see if I can get a better look, get a sense if these people are alive.
Okay.
If they look like cultists.
Are they doing big arms? No, they can't all do big arms.
Look like a squadron of Spitfires.
So, taking a closer look, you can see that there are, in fact, 9 people. They look anything from humans to elves to drow to tieflings. They're all, there are no dwarves, but they all seem to be just sitting there. Their bodies themselves, you can tell that they used to be these particular races because there is still some flesh left on them, but not a whole lot. They look like they've been rotting and decaying for quite a while. And whatever happened to them, either somebody set it up this way, or they were just killed like instantly sitting in their chairs at dinner time. You're not really sure, but they're not moving.
Does the candle look like a regular candle, or like it might be like the torches Silent made that's always... Can I tell?
You wouldn't necessarily be able to tell from this particular distance. From where you're standing, it looks like a candle.
Make sure you stealth away. You don't want him to hear you.
I couldn't understand any of that. You
Oh, it's
cut out
fine.
in the middle of the sentence.
It was fine. It was dumb anyways.
I sneak into the room, staying near the wall, trying to get a better sense if anybody's been moving around in here recently.
Okay.
And if I can see anything more about the candle.
Alright, make an investigation check. Candle.
Oh, good. That's a 2. So I have a 6.
That
Hey,
is,
I mean, it's
Definitely a
it's a
candle.
bird.
It's a candle.
it's dead. It's probably a bird.
Definitely a candle. You actually get distracted a little bit by the table itself, because it looks like all of on the table have fresh fruit and meat and vegetables, like it was cooked 10 minutes ago. Just kind
Any
of
footprints? I'm assuming there's dust on the floor. Are there any footprints?
there is dust on the floor. There are a lot of footprints. It's like hard to tell which footprints are which and where they went. There are several that go up the stairs over here. But other than that, you can't really get a feel for what size the footprints were or anything, because there are so many of them.
Okay, I sneak back to the front door where the others still are. Did we lose Jerry?
No, I'm here.
Okay. You look gone on roll 20.
Nope. Are you still getting video?
Nope.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I
I
am.
am.
I'm not.
I
That
am.
might be. It might be on my end then.
He's just hanging out like, I'm here.
That's probably on my end then. I'll refresh in a minute. So I sneak back to the front door, and I tell them there's a bunch of dead people. They've
Mhm.
around the table.
Mhm.
They've been dead for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a candle burning, and
Yeah.
the food in front of them is fresh. And there's stairs going up.
I turn to Silent. Dead people don't usually eat things, do they?
Not generally.
I had a feeling.
If they had put it there, that food should have been rotted away a long time ago,
So.
and the candle would have burnt out. Somebody has been here.
Or someone's probably still here.
There is an upstairs.
Should we keep being quiet?
I think so.
Subtlety seems the best play, yes.
Or should I just run in, kill whoever's been desecrating these bodies, and we just move on with our lives?
Let's be quiet until we find, if we find anyone. Either way, we still haven't found that book, so we're gonna have to take another look inside.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go inside.
You expect all of us to be quiet?
No, I
Definitely.
really don't. Too many of us are wearing heavy armor. Sai, Hathis, and myself can go in first.
Why would we go in?
Quietly, sure.
Okay, so you guys just walk in.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. Okay, well,
Apparently we're just
Here we go.
you guys just walk in.
Kay shakes her head.
Walking in, you see the same things that Kay saw. You see the 9 bodies at the table with beautiful, fresh food placed before them, all sort of just sitting there as though they were hanging out at a dinner party, and then,
Suddenly died.
yeah.
I would walk closer to the table.
Don't let him eat anything.
You're not there. So the food looks pretty fresh. Is there
The
anything?
food looks fresh, like it was cooked like maybe 10 minutes ago.
So there's like heated foods.
If you stick your hand out to like get a feeling for like the chicken on the table or whatever, it doesn't actually feel, you don't feel any heat coming off of it.
I turn to Silent. Does Sam know about this?
Unlikely. It's possible, though.
We have gone farther than he has.
But he said in the cave that he's been here for just a couple weeks. When everyone else we talked to, it's been 40 years, it's been a couple months. Sometimes people lose track of time when they can't really hold themselves together.
Yeah, but he said where we found him was as far as he's gone.
Yeah.
Should probably check upstairs for the book.
Should we go any farther without
I'm
it?
gonna try to discern how long these bodies have been dead.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
Completely forgot what my bonus was.
6.
Close.
Four.
7.
Oh.
22 total.
22.
What, I
Okay.
owed myself a gold.
You can tell that these bodies have been dead at least 2 months.
These people have been dead for at least 2 months. Maybe longer.
I actually put my hand on the chicken. Is it warm? At all?
You put your hand on the chicken, and it feels ice cold.
Where are your manners?
Well, I wouldn't feel it if people were going to eat it.
We don't know.
I feel like I'm feeling this all happened recently, just not as recently as we once thought. I have a feeling that this house is going to be empty. Well, emptier than we thought.
Well, let's get everybody inside and then go upstairs.
Okay.
I'll go out and kind of connect everybody in.
Okay. So you guys are just all gonna walk upstairs too?
Yep.
Upstairs? Okay.
Should I?
Yeah. Have Kay go first.
Okay. Do you want to roll stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't roll stealth. There's a problem, we can face it head on.
There's a
Slide
thing
trick.
with wings over there.
I know, I keep looking at it, I'm like,
26.
let's not touch that thing.
Okay, yeah.
That poor bear.
Yeah. You totally managed to just like sneak up the stairs very quietly. Taking a look around, you can see that there is a second light next to a bedside table, or on a bedside table next to a bed. There is a desk with a bunch of papers and a couple books on it. And right in front of you at the edge of the staircase, at the corner of this other staircase, is this like weird looking statue with wings. It doesn't necessarily look like regular depictions of an angel, as you would expect. But it's a humanoid thing with wings.
What kind of light is it by the bed? Is it another candle, or is it like an?
In this case, it's an oil lamp.
And there's more stairs going up.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and relay that to the rest of the group.
All right.
With wings?
Should you wings? I can keep going upstairs.
We'll move up to the next level, and then you can move up.
Okay,
We'll check out the desk and stuff while you go up to the next level.
sounds good.
If anything happens, use your voice.
Okay.
Louder
Did
than
you
that.
say
but
use the force?
Your voice, but that's
Use
close
my
enough.
voice.
If
So
she,
we all
if
go
she
up
can
to the
use that
second
too,
level?
use that.
I'll step out onto
Yes,
the...
Kay is a secret Jedi.
Not fair.
That's helpful.
I'm
So we all
secret
go up to the
cannibal.
second floor, and Kay would like to stealth up the next set of stairs.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll stealth again? Or
You're super
using-
stealthy. You're fine. So walking up the stairs one more time, you see that you come to the rooftop, and on this rooftop you would expect to see like maybe some telescopes or just the roof, right? Well,
Well,
What does she see?
you come up and you essentially see what looks like an offering table, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like religious guru, but this definitely
like
looks
some kind of an altar?
yeah,
Can
with
I?
a bunch of dead body parts and things around it. It doesn't
Are there
look very
any
welcoming.
Symbols? Any kind of symbols? Any like the cult symbol? Any religious symbol? Any,
You
like the amulet we saw before, the creepy one with the skull? It almost killed Rise.
You do see a couple like robes off to the side that have the cultist image on it.
Just like a pile of robes.
Kind of. There's at least a dozen, probably.
That's more than like 3.
No. That's also not
It's
there.
at least like 4. Or like around there.
Go. All right. Well, you also see what looks like on the side of this altar is an odd like constellation pattern, but it kind of comes out to make just the sort of silhouette of a like female figure in essentially paint by numbers.
Does it look like that statue?
It doesn't necessarily look exactly like the statue. This constellation doesn't have wings, but if you stood back from the statue and kind of looked at the statue and looked at the silhouette, they probably have about the same silhouette body shape.
Any chance I might have ever heard of anything like this, or?
Make a religion check.
12.
Okay. You know of several like evil kind of deities that are not regularly worshipped. You've just sort of only like heard of them in whispers and ghost stories kind of thing. But nothing, there are a handful that it could be. And you're not entirely sure if there's like one particular god that this would fall under.
And there's just like pieces of dead body on top of it, you said?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I go back down the stairs. And I look for Silent.
Silent unmutes himself because he was eating. What'd you say?
There's a really creepy altar upstairs, and I think you should take a look at it because you're probably going to know more about that than I would.
All right.
There's a bunch of cultist robes too. There's like a pile of them, just a pile of them.
You just give them to me.
On the roof. I left them upstairs. You can go get them if you want. There must be at least a dozen.
And then I'll start heading up the stairs.
Okay.
Kay
coming up the
follows
stairs,
him up.
you see the same thing. It's an atrocity. Honestly, it's disgusting, and you're not sure anyone that would ever enjoy such a thing.
Have I ever heard of anything like this?
You can roll a kitchen check.
15?
Okay. You have heard of several dark gods, essentially, and goddesses. None in particular that you know of are the sacrificey kind. But, I mean, like maybe a half a dozen names come to mind that it could possibly stand for.
Okay. Does this look like a religious sacrifice or something that I wouldn't be familiar with?
It looks like a sort of a dark version of a religious sacrifice, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a number of different entities that come to my mind. It's definitely religious in nature. Outside of, in specifics, I can't really tell. Other than this is an absolute atrocity.
At least there was nobody still up here.
Yeah. Alright. Doesn't look like there's anything else up here.
No. Any luck finding the book?
I haven't. Perhaps one of the others has.
I grab an armful of the cultist robes and go back downstairs. Shove them at Sai.
While they're upstairs, is Sam with us?
Yeah, he's kind of hanging out downstairs on the...
Right.
Looking very uncomfortable.
Just keep an eye on him.
Okay.
There.
So do any of you guys want to do, like, an investigation check or a perception check for
I would like to investigate the statue.
Okay. You can
I'll
investigate
look
the
for the
statue.
book.
Also, Silent actually
No,
doesn't.
no, I can't investigate the statue. I can't investigate it all.
Rise will try and take a look at the statue.
You're
Yeah.
extremely shaken by what you saw, and it's kind of got you in this just, I don't want to be here. This is a terrible place. There's death here. It just feels wrong.
17 for the book.
Okay.
15 for the statue.
Okay. So looking for the book, you don't find anything that looks like the books that you've been seeing. You do see several books on the desk on the second floor. One of them is a well-worn book with like leather work on the front, depicting this like grand speaker of some sort, and it looks like the book itself has been worn down by time. And the other two books look like journals of some sort.
I'll skim through them all.
Okay.
Maybe there's something.
Okay. The two journals appear to be notes and journaling done by somebody from the cult, or a couple people from the cult, and it's essentially just a log of everything that's been going on and what they've personally gone through, and it is, reading through it, it sounds a lot like everything that you've been going through on the islands. It seems like there are a couple changes here and there to what they encountered versus what you encountered, but it's still the same general pathway to here. The book with the leather on it has what looks like a bunch of stories of people's lives, of adventurers' lives, written down and kept in the book. Nothing that seems to be any help at all. None of them like mention the linking book, the teleporting book. Other than that, it's kind of more stories.
It's time to check under the furniture then.
Okay. Looking around
Go rise.
under the furniture, you get down on your knees and kind of start looking under bed sheets and things. You get several moths in your face when you do that. It's very gross.
Yeah.
But you find several like tumbleweed-sized dust bunnies, but that's about it. No book.
Well.
As for Rise, looking at the statue, are you looking for anything in particular?
He would probably have seen Kay taking a look and asked her what she was looking for.
Okay, what were you looking for?
If the statue is hiding anything under it or behind it, or if it might come to life and try to kill us,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Kind of
Yeah.
vague.
Pretty much that.
Yeah. Well, Rise, looking at it, it looks like a statue. Taking a look at the base, it doesn't look like there's any marks on the floor where it had moved or had been scraped across the floor or anything like that. As far as you can tell, it looks like a really creepy looking statue.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize what sort of creature this might be?
Sure.
It's going to be a 19.
Okay. In your many studies, you've come across maybe one or two accounts of a creature that might look something like this. And from the statue that sits in front of you, you can kind of see that that at one point it depicted a creature that may have originally been entirely humanoid, whether it was elvish or human or dwarven or whatever. But through years, unlike tieflings where their ancestors made pacts with demons and they grew a horn and tails or something, this particular creature likely made a pact with maybe a dark god or a very high and powerful demon or something. And part of that transformation into a powerful creature gave them wings, and from the fleshy sort of depictions that you had read about, they were usually left like half deformed and very creepy looking in general.
Is there a name for these creatures at all, or are they just nameless?
They are nameless. You've never seen any account that had a name attached. Sort of half scribbles of like, I swear to, I'm telling you guys, this is real, kind of a thing. But they've always sort of, whenever you like read them, they've always been sort of discounted and not, they've seen as fantasy and ghost stories, kind of a thing.
Hey, what did you find upstairs?
A really creepy altar and some cult ropes and some bits of dead things on the altar.
Well, I ask because I think I know what this is. Or, well, I don't have a name to attach to them, but I've read about them, like, briefly. They are originally some sort of relatively normal life form, human, elf, what have you. But through dealings with dark, foul things, they become very much not.
Would they still look like that humanoid, or?
After a fashion, they look rather like this. They're largely considered to be legend, not even in our world of monsters. They're not normally considered to be real things.
Somebody certainly believes in them.
But it seems that way. Was there any indication of were there blood stains or any indication that?
There were pieces of bodies.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh,
Yeah.
this may surprise
It
you, but
is.
even I have my limits, and this is rather past them.
Has Sam moved at all?
He's just kind of hanging out downstairs, so kind of looking at the table and looking at the food and kind of looking at the people, and like not wanting to touch anything.
Hey Sam, you
Well,
can come
I
upstairs with us if
think-
you want.
Hmm?
You can come upstairs with us when you hang around with non-living people. You hang out
Oh,
with living people.
sure. Okay. I'll
And
join you
at this point,
upstairs.
we've pretty much explored like the whole house area.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Eyes
I
will
want to
just sort
look
of sigh.
underneath the rug. I want to move the rug.
Move the rug. Okay.
Yeah. And see if
Um.
there's anything under the rug. As there
Okay.
was before.
Think it no.
Moving the rug, you can see that it's a brown bear pelt. And no, I'm kidding. No, but you move the rug,
Right.
and underneath it is a small piece of paper, but nothing else.
I pick it up and see if there's anything written on it.
Okay. Written on it in common, in a very like harsh script, in a very red script, is it says, "When the mind is cultivated, the body matters not."
I read it aloud.
That's
Sounds-
a very strange saying that none of us know anything about.
Player knowledge is not character knowledge.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
what am I talking about? I'm not even down there.
You didn't come downstairs?
you're
You're
still
still up
on
at
the
the altar?
Top floor.
Yep, he's still upstairs.
You can actually kind of hear crashing and loud noises now that you're actually taking a second to go, "Oh, hey, Simon's still not here." What? And it kind of sounds like somebody's either throwing a rager or raging.
I feel like
Floor above us.
Yeah.
it's the former.
Well, either he's in a pitched battle for his life, or he's destroying the thing you found up there.
Either way, I feel like at least one of us should check up on him.
Well, I think we should all check up on him.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright.
Hey, Sam,
And
go
Rise
first.
will lead the way up the
I keep,
stairs.
Hey Sam,
I
go
keep
first.
the note.
Sam's like, "All right." He kind of walks up and comes up to the roof and sees Silent and is like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm alright.
You sure about that?
This was something that never should have been made. This shouldn't have existed.
We heard a lot of noise.
That was me.
Well, I assumed it was you.
And
Hoped it was you.
and that countertop and those books.
All right. Well, if you're
This was just an atrocity to everything I believe in.
I think it's an atrocity to everything.
In
Just
general.
full stop. Come on, let's go
I would
downstairs.
agree with that.
There's nothing else up here or on the second floor.
Is
We
there
could
anything
try to
else
have
here on the
another
second
look around
floor?
the first floor. There's a lot of smaller rooms down there.
He'll go downstairs now. Sweat kind of just dripping from his face.
Natural 20?
Shut your face. Okay.
Man, if it wasn't a natural 20, that's like an 18 for you, isn't it?
That's a 19, thank you. Wait, was it perception?
Investigation.
Investigation is
Perception.
different.
No, just perception.
Perception would have been like 21. That's plus
Okay.
1. That's wisdom.
Okay.
So it's natural 20.
Anyway, so looking around, taking a minute to look around, you can see the bed with the bedside table next to it. There are a couple drawers. Going through those drawers, you find a couple notes and things that look like perhaps extremely old letters to either like lost loved ones, or they seem very personal, emotional.
Elvish.
There are some in common.
Okay.
Looking through the desk, you manage to find, along with the books that Heath has found earlier, you find how do I describe it? Essentially, a book that looks kind of like a journal or a diary, but the pages are all blank, and it looks like on the front there's some Elvish scripture on it. You can't really tell what that says because you don't speak Elvish.
A bunch of papers in this book. It's in Elvish, though, so anybody that wants to read it can. I can try, but I'm not going to get very far. Who all knows Elvish again?
I'll go ahead and read it. Read it for you.
And in the book.
Okay. The Elvish on the front of the book is just one word, and it says ask.
It says ask.
That's a weird name.
Just says ask.
Ask. Yeah.
Ask what?
Rise is gonna look at the book and say, "What's 1 + 1?"
I put it to my ear.
Oh, open it. Open its eye.
I open it.
On the first page, there's a very elaborate scripture that was not there before, and the number 2.
So that's what it does, everyone.
Math?
Kay steps up to the book and says, "Are the people we left behind safe?"
Good question.
Open the book again. First page in smaller, daintier scripture. It says, depends.
Depends on what?
We can't. I feel like it's going to be yes or no questions. Depends on what.
Try again later. Wait, don't we already have one of those?
What's a yes or no question? Are they safe, yes or no? And it said depends.
Probably on who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Depends on your definition of safe.
We're not using a page per question, are we?
Not that you can tell. I mean, it's the first page. Every time you open it up, it's the.
Should we count the pages?
If you'd like to count the pages.
Is
the
it like a
next
thick book, or
5
is it like
minutes.
it's like that?
I mean, it's probably like a good 150-page book. It's not too terrible.
But it's the same page so far.
As far as you can tell.
Where is our way out?
Open it up again. And it just reads in harsh script, necromancer.
Rise.
Trees in his fucking book.
You're the one that figured out what it. What does it mean?
I found the book to the next island back in the first room.
Rise.
And you decided to hold this information.
Well, we needed to explore the rest of this place.
Also,
I'm
we found this dope
more and
book.
I'm more and more feeling like a rat in a fucking maze going through this place, and I felt it was time we start trying to press the boundaries of the thing. And given the fact that this group likes to make infighting a bloody pastime, I felt it was best if I hold the
Be an asshole?
information till we explored it.
What did you say, Willem?
Be an asshole. Don't do it again.
Take the book. And
Ethan's gonna
put it
go
away in my
downstairs.
bag.
I'll do what I think is
We're
best.
done here.
I always do.
Well, what you think is best is occasionally making skeletons walk around with us. So,
Thus far,
Your
he's been a
descriptor.
good light source and scout, so seems to be working out all right. Yeah.
Withholding information from people who are risking their lives for you is not how one creates trust. I've had
Treating
issues with
someone
you.
who
I have
threatens
been.
Kill your brother with more respect than someone who has had your back more than once is not how one engenders trust either.
Tension.
Fair.
So,
look, we can either sit around arguing, or
Did
we
the
can
book
move
did
on.
the book answer Kay's second question?
Did it?
it just depends.
Depends on what.
When you opened it after it's saying depends on what, it read definition.
Definition of safe.
Are they as they were when we last saw them?
Open it up again. It says no.
Kay turns around and walks to the other side of the room.
Okay, hang on. Rise is going to look at the book, ponder for a moment, and then says, "Is Phil Rain lying to us?"
No.
That's not what I expected, frankly.
So,
Not sure what to do with that.
Kay walks back over. How are they different?
Try again later. No, I'm kidding.
It can
20
only-
years.
It can only answer in one. It can only answer in one word answers. You're not going to get a
One
description.
word could be enough.
one word could be
One word could be enough.
older, could be dead, could be
Are they
Old and
alive?
dead.
To answer how are they different,
How are they different?
you open it and it just says changed.
Are they older?
Shut it.
No.
Are we older?
Shut it. Open it. Aren't we all older? If you think about it.
Technically.
Think
Is
about
that what it says for real?
Yeah.
Are they alive?
Am I
Yes.
watching? Okay. I'm gonna look at the amount of
No.
pages now. Has it changed? Because we're answering a lot of questions right now.
Make an investigation check.
Could it be a not investigation check?
make an investigation check.
Am I holding a book anymore? It's a 4.
Where are my hands?
Don't make that joke to me, damn it. Callbacks.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
4.
Okay.
'Cause I rolled a 6, and it's -2.
It looks like a really thick book that you don't want to read. Nor count the pages. Because you could count the pages, but
I'd probably lose count.
A lot of work.
Let's be real here.
yeah.
So I shut it.
One more question I think we need to ask. Just one more, and then we can go.
Okay.
Well, maybe 2 more.
Make up your mind!
Have they, are still on the loved ones, have they been infected or corrupted by this thing that we are fighting?
That's a really long question.
You open it and it says depends.
I feel like if we ask depends on what, when I open it again, it's going to say changed, and I'm going to be like, you have 3 answers. One of them's a number. I close the book.
Are you gonna ask
They're
depends on what?
I have one
No,
more
he's
question.
not. Depends is
Okay.
good enough in his mind.
He'll look at Silent will look at Kay. They're alive, according to this.
I put the bag. I put
Yes,
the bag,
but
put the book in my
sounds
bag.
like they may be.
I want to know one more thing.
Fucking-
If we stop the thing at the center, will they change back?
You open it up and for the first time you get 2 words. It just says step 1.
I turn to the next page.
There's nothing written there.
Turn to the next page. Step 3, profit.
That was step 2!
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the setup.
Close it. Put it away. Does anyone know what that means?
I'm
We
guessing
need to
destroying
keep
the.
going.
Sounds like there's-
the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Means we need to keep going. Rise,
Right.
bring out the damn book.
And Rise brings out the damn book.
Y'all team.
I put my,
Go
my
together.
hand on top.
Okay. Rosalie has a very hard time reaching it, but she does.
I put my hand on. Yeah, I hold her up a little bit. There you go.
Out of consideration, Rise will wait until last so that no one else has to have the skeleton hand on top of theirs.
Now I'm gonna put my hand on top of their stuff. I'm at the very top. I'm the top, like king of castle. No.
Fine, if you're not bothered by the skeleton, then so be it.
Team dysfunctional.
Team dysfunction.
So you
No
guys,
truer statement.
poof into non-existence, and then poof.
I wait till everyone poof, and then I hold back.
Okay.
Huh?
What?
I'll pull out the book.
Oh god, he's going rogue.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
I'm gonna ask who was the cause of this house. I open it. Who was the cause of the altar?
Of the altar?
You can message me if you want.
Okay. Opening it trying to think how to get it into one word.
Just says you.
That's what I was about to say. Who's responsible for the altar? Silent.
Don't spit on your computer.
Hypocrite.
I
It
almost sprayed water on my laptop. Thank you.
It just says multiple.
And I ask you the second question, which is I just sent you in a message.
Okay.
I open the first page.
It says yes.
Close it. Put it in my bag. I look at the book on the ground. I stomp on it.
Okay.
The question book?
No, I put the book away. That book away. And I put on the teleporting book. I stomp on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. All right. So, on that note, we'll take a quick 5-minute break. Because I'm
We're
super
really late
hungry.
for this break.
I know, I'm so hungry, but there wasn't like a good
Yeah.
It wasn't a good break.
stopping point.
Alright, so I'm going to throw back on the background videos. We're going to go to the bathroom, grab something to drink, stay hydrated because I have that problem. And we'll be back soon.
So, no, you drank water today?
No. Whoa. I know, I'm coming back with a lot of energy.
Woohoo!
But man, that last check is messing me up right now. That's messing with us.
I made popcorn. I'm just gonna sit here and eat popcorn the rest of the game, just so you know.
Alright.
It's okay. I've been eating pretzels all day.
I'm now eating my shame. Get back in.
All right.
Perception on the popcorn.
Is it buttery popcorn?
I rolled a 19.
I also rolled 19.
Orville Redenbacher's natural.
Y'all
I
are
don't
wasting
wanna
these
roll an 18 on
19s.
this.
So I rolled an 18 with perception would be 19.
Go with haste 19.
So,
Alright.
This game just got real meta, folks. Let's welcome our guest player, Wade Wilson.
let's pop back in.
Funny. Okay. So, you guys poof. And for a moment, Sai does not appear next to you. For a good, like, minute, 45 seconds to a minute longer than is really, like, comfortable. Worries you for a second. And then he poofs in. And you guys look around and see this in front of you. Looks like utter deadlands. It doesn't look like anything could possibly be living. There's not actually birds. Just an FYI.
Just ignore that bird here. I'll take care of it. Keep talking.
It's not actually there. Ignore the bird. But looking around, it looks like a desert wasteland. Yes. Thank
Sai,
you.
what took you so long?
I fell. Don't worry about it.
You,
Insight check.
Okay.
yeah, that's.
Sai, will you roll a deception check, please?
Oh,
No,
I just
he's
assumed Sai's
completely
lying.
honest. He's
Hang on.
never lied a day in his life.
All of your good rolls are gone.
17 insight.
Oh, I need to pull up my sheet again. I had to refresh it during the break because my computer's like, nah. That's exactly. It said that to me. If you're wondering. Deception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 21.
I mean, knowing Sai, you probably could have fallen.
I'll just be more careful, Sai.
Right.
Alright, well. You guys have shown up. Desert wastelands with and in the distance you can see a sun with sunglasses on.
Hold on, I have to show the stream this. There you go. It was just off screen. So that joke made no sense to like the stream for a couple seconds.
Just now. What do you guys want to do? It kind of looks like desert in every direction that you can see.
No signs of buildings or any sort of life whatsoever.
You can roll a perception check.
Sure.
Not gonna lie, that
Which,
sound is like perfectly lined up on the screen right now.
Awesome. 8.
Okay.
I have sand in my eyes, I think.
You actually see what looks to be a body of water in the distance.
14 perception.
Okay. You also see the body of water in the distance, but you recognize it as probably a mirage. Taking a look around elsewhere, it's kind of like a rocky, just nothingness. Doesn't look like anything lives anywhere on this. It looks like an entirely different planet from where you guys showed up, or I guess plane, because planets is not the same thing. But it trying to look around, you can see in the distance there are several different like rocky peaks and mountain kind of things. maybe that could house civilization or something. But otherwise, it looks like a rocky wasteland.
Hey, I think I see some water over there. Maybe we should head that way.
That's something of a mirage. I think I see it flickering.
Really?
Yeah.
What island would this be, number-wise, guys? You just happen to remember?
I don't. I'm not kidding.
I
Somebody's
don't know.
taking
Do you
notes
guys
or
remember?
7 or 8.
Hopefully.
I always intend to take notes, but I never do.
I think we talked about it being the 8th one.
Yeah, I think we talked about the last one being
What's the last
like
one?
probably 7.
I feel like this is the last one.
Well, what's the last one?
I feel like we've been to a lot of them by now.
We just had this discussion.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay, so, what was the word or phrase we got for the last one? In the meantime, Sai's going to take a sword out and start digging it in the sand.
Okay. You stick your sword down into the ground, and it goes about maybe half an inch in, and then you hit hard rock.
I pull it out and I start, see if I can brush it away a little bit.
Okay.
How hot is it? Like,
It's not quite uncomfortably warm, but it's not something that you would want to spend, like 12 hours out
right.
in.
So, it's not like scorching, but it's... Y'all should probably find some shade.
It's definitely more than like an hour or two, you're gonna get some sun going on.
We should probably find somewhere to get out of the sun at the very least.
So, what are we standing on? Is it just like flat ground for a while, or?
It's kind of rocky, sort of all up against each other, large boulders and shale kind of coming out at odd angles, and it's mostly rock. There is some like layer of dust and sand and kind of stuff over it, and it seems like you guys are kind of in a mild sort of dust storm because of all of the haze around you, but you aren't getting quite the stinging sand on your face feeling.
Are we breathing in a lot of, like, crud?
No, it's not too terrible. It's just enough to where it makes things, like a mile out or so. Hard to see.
Can I see like any openings to anywhere around me? Around us, I should say.
Openings to
Like cave entrances or like a door.
You can make a perception check.
I believe it's gonna be 13.
Okay. Nothing sticks out at you. I mean, there's several areas that you could possibly like carve a door into, maybe. There are rocks that jut up against each other. But I mean, other than the large rocks in the distance that kind of look mountainous, there isn't really a whole lot that you would immediately go, yeah, that's a door, cave.
Oh, that
What do
door
we have
cave.
in our bag of tricks?
We should perhaps head
Isn't
towards
there
the
something
mountains.
of like an instant fortress or something?
We don't have a dog whistle anymore.
True. Wasn't there
Wait,
something
that would've
along
come
the
in
lines
handy
of
here.
protection?
Jerry, what do you
I
have in the
didn't write
bag
those
of
down.
holding?
Let me see. file.
Was it never updated to the drive?
I don't believe it was, no.
Mm-mm.
There's a list of the magic items we found on the Discord.
Or make sure to mark off the ones you already used too.
Lego my tower?
Yeah.
They're a bunch of small bricks that you can build something out of them.
Bless you.
I
That's
pull.
one type.
Let's build the final boss and get it over with.
I don't think that's how that works
Very
in this game.
pixelated boss. What are you guys doing?
Shit, did I not save that file? I know I had it in a notepad document that night.
While he's looking through his things, I'm gonna walk a little away from everyone, pull out the book again, and ask it, should I use the telescope trinket?
Opening it up. It says, for the second time, giving you a 2-word answer. Why not?
Close it. You know, book, you're getting kind of sassy now. There's no need for you to. I'm just trying to see. Okay, I got you, and you're out exploring now. You're not just in a shelf. You get to see the world. Look around the world. Okay, maybe this isn't the best place to demonstrate how awesome the world is, but
This book is actually the partner of the Sword of Sassafras.
so I'm gonna put you away now. Hope you learned your lesson. Pet it a little bit. I put it away.
Put it away, put it away, put it away.
Oh god.
Did you find anything?
No.
I don't even know what I'm
We
looking
should just head towards the mountains. It's the
Yeah.
only thing we can see.
Fuck it. I pull out the trinket.
Okay. So you pull out of your bag a telescope. What are you gonna do with it?
Like Captain Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Opening it up and taking a look through it, you immediately get the sensation of falling. And through the glass you can see just an expanse of ocean, nothing else. And you feel that you drop into the water and get soaking wet. The second you pull the telescope away from your eyes, you find that you are drenched in water, but unmoved. And for everybody else, instantaneously, Sai went from dry to wet with no explanation, no water anywhere, no nothing.
Sigh?
Don't ask. Don't ask. We don't
Okay.
want to know.
It's just
But you are also now significantly cooler and no longer in danger of overheating.
Why don't we want to know?
this is just one big dog whistle.
What?
I told you.
Nothing.
Actually, I kind of would like to know why he's suddenly soaking wet in the middle of a desert.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal. And that's not Sigh normal either.
I close it and I put it back away.
Sigh, what were you doing?
I was gonna use my telescope, but then I got wet.
You have a telescope?
I look at him. Is that really what you're questioning in this moment?
Did you...
Points beside.
kind of, because I never imagined you being a person that needs a telescope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it the one that from a couple islands ago
No,
in
no,
the tree?
I've had this for like a while. Before the islands.
And when you used it, you were soaking wet.
Yes.
When you looked in, did you see anything useful at least?
Is water useful?
Generally.
I saw a lot of that, and then I was in the water.
I mean, to be fair, you only really got one direction before you fell into the water.
Did you see any land that we could use to try and orient ourselves with?
No. I saw water. And then I felt water.
So, he has some sort of magic telescope that somehow gets him wet. I do not want to ponder how that works too much at this juncture. Shall we just head for the mountains, please?
I'm not sure else where we would go.
We may as well. It worries me that every other book seemed to take us to where we needed to be to find the next one, and this one dropped us off in the middle of nowhere.
I turned to face
I
everyone.
was already at the
the telescope
tip top of worry that I could possibly get. At this point, it doesn't go any further. My weird shitometer, if you will, is broken.
So, I was facing away from everyone. I went face towards everyone. And looked through it again. I just wanted
So like towards them with the mountains in the background, or towards them without,
like
on the opposite side?
So I was looking like at the mountains with them like behind me. I'm not going to turn 180 degrees around towards them and then look.
Okay. Looking through the telescope again, for the moment before you feel sensation of falling and dropping into the water, you see a small speck of land just beyond, in the not ocean world, what you would imagine about the extent of your vision can see in the dust. Does that make any sense?
As far as I can see, it's the where the horizon meets the land is where there's land.
Pretty much.
And I'm just wet again.
Yeah. It's a nice cool down though, because the second that you were no longer like in the water, you were back in the sun and it was very hot, and you know, your armor is not necessarily a heat reflector. So
So I just get all wet again.
So, mountains?
I found I looked in this time and there was a bit of land. I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. This is very confusing. And I'm not sure why I keep using this.
Alright, so we can go in the direction that Sai looked, or towards the mountain.
But who knows what Sai's seeing through the telescope? I mean, it could be...
All I saw was water, and then I saw a little tiny bit of land. That way.
Right, so mountain.
I have an idea. Sai,
Yeah?
pull out the book. Pull out the book.
Can you pull it out? I don't want to get it wet.
I'll pull out the book. Which direction should we go to reach our goal? Open.
You should. That goal is a weird word to use in that situation. On the other side of the field.
You open it, and it says sideways.
Great.
You have to move like a crab?
I think it's probably talking about shifting planes or something. Alright. More specific then. Which direction should we go to reach the next linking book? Open.
Getting to our goal.
You open it, and it says, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. The right descriptive word is not what I'm looking for. Basically, it says, you open it, and the word that pops up in beautiful bubble letters is finished.
That...
There's no connecting book.
We're here.
We're on the last island.
We're here. Lovely. Alright,
Are we at the
then.
center? Ask it if we're at the center.
Am I a center?
Are we at the center?
Open it up for the third time. It gives you a 2-answer word. Not yet.
We're getting closer. I think we've got the hang of this.
Some more books, but we're not yet at the center.
Which direction do we go to reach the center?
I'm gonna look to the side and look to my thing.
You open the book, and it says portal.
That's helpful.
Great.
Well,
So
that
there's a
means the
portal
portal-
So
somewhere.
I look again. Now I looked in this way. I'm gonna look.
Mhm.
First way was this way. Now look, turn around. I'm gonna look to the right of the first way.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all 4 if you're wondering.
Okay. So, looking to your right from facing away from the group?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this picture in front of us, it would be to the
Okay.
left.
Like on your camera or like on ours?
No,
You're
on
not
the
pointing left
picture.
for us.
No, on
Here,
the picture that you're staring at on the screen.
Is
This way.
That way.
that
yeah.
way correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So, looking that way, you see a little bit closer a massive island with cities and flying vehicles, maybe? That's weird.
Also
it's a
vehicles.
Like it's like a
Boom.
flying horse-drawn carriage, but there are no horses. It's very strange. But that's what you see. It's probably a mile and a half out.
And then boom.
Mm-hmm.
put it away. I didn't find anything. It's more water.
Right.
Put a roll of
Shit. Wormwood Gaming.
beautiful pants.
Thanks. They're Dr. Pepper. With plus 6, 16. No, it's not.
Okay.
Deception I'm not good at. I'm sorry for lying to everyone. My deception roll
Remember,
did
perception is whiz.
13.
Okay.
I'm still drawing. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. Rosalie looks at you. Kind of gives you this like sideways glance, like, really? You sure you saw nothing?
Yeah. It's nothing of importance to us right now. Maybe for future endeavors might be looking into. But pertaining to the situation, it's way above our heads.
Sai, what are you talking about?
Sai lying to us.
I shut the book.
Nope, Bryce holds it open.
I shut the book.
No.
Kay grabs the book to help keep it open.
I'm gonna use my strength check, motherfuckers.
The skeleton also grabs the book.
Well, you can see between the pages, the book just has the letters spelling out one word: Gurrrrrrl.
Girl.
Oh, wow. Sai? What'd you see?
We need to stop lying to each other.
Alright.
Rosalie's gonna walk over to you and put her hand out. I want to see it.
Fine. Hand it to her. Point her in the right direction. Hope you like getting wet.
Okay. I grew up on the seas. I really don't care. She looks at it. She instantaneously becomes wet. And after a moment or two, she turns around to the group, goes, well, there's land that direction.
I take my telescope back.
It's an extremely large city, and they have flying things.
Like
Flying?
beasts or
No, like
Carts
they
that are
look kind
flying.
of like they look kind of like horse carriages, but without the horses in the air.
Or the wheels.
That's
Well,
weird.
why would you not have? We need to go that direction. If there's a portal somewhere, I'd imagine it would be in a city with flying shit. Let's go.
He's not wrong.
It makes sense, I think.
Actually, look. Is the portal we need in the city with the flying shit in it?
I feel like we should stop.
You open it
Don't
up.
say flying shit.
We go there. Oh,
Just a
You
picture of
open
a
it up.
little gnome.
stop.
And it says complicated.
Lovely.
Well, if it's...
Welcome to our lives book, where everything is that
If
word.
we're looking through time or something, then yeah,
that's
it
true.
would be complicated, but it
That is
sounds
true.
like that's where we need to go. With the direction, anyway.
Alright. So
We're going
we head in that direction, and
that way.
we need to stop. We need to stop this lying to each other. We need to be honest with each other and let ourselves have a discussion. Alright? No more withholding information or lying to each other. We've made it this far.
Rosalie just shouts out, I stole a piece of gum when I was 3. I'm sorry.
You are forgiven.
Okay.
It's fine, Rosalie.
I don't believe her. I don't forgive her for that.
Stole a piece of gum.
Bye, please. I said I was sorry. I returned it like 5 minutes later.
It was chewed up at that point, but he was like, okay, it's fine. I'll chew it anyway.
Like,
It's
you're
kind of
cute.
weird. I don't talk to him
I'll
anymore.
let you get it.
Anyway.
Well, on that note, let us end there for the night.
Woo.
Let that stew for a week.
How dare she? That gum didn't belong to her. We'll be up all night.
And
That person who owned the gum probably like,
Who's
wow.
the evil character here?
My cabbages.
My cabbages. Oh God. Still, Sarah. Before I asked that book, I was shaking like the entire time because and I'm still shaking.
So excited.
I'm still shaking. This is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Don't forget to watch next week and the week after. Well, to keep watching because this is gonna get insane super fast.
And the next
Yeah,
week.
it is.
And the next week. The next week.
And then
And
the
the
next
next
week.
week.
And
The
next
next week.
Just watch all of
I'll
them.
call you on the phone.
Yep.
And the next
Watch all of them.
And if you're new here and you're not all the way caught up, most of the episodes are up on YouTube. You can go check them out. Yeah, excuse me, sorry. As well as the canon one-shots we did, the canon one-shot that I was in, that caused a lot of insanity.
Went poorly for you, is I think the phrase you're looking for.
I left a bit of me
Pretty
there.
sure that was your own fault.
I'm not saying it
Mhm.
wasn't. I'm just saying it made things insane.
Look, Sai was disarmed. It was
Literally and figuratively.
Aw.
You became an honorary Autobot. It's fine.
Also, this is going to be insane in the next... it's going to be. It's guaranteed going to be insane.
It's
Um,
only going to get crazier from here. So strap in.
Because
It's going to be great.
this is going to be insane.
Yeah, it is.
So check us out next week. Check us out on YouTube. Most of us have Twitter accounts.
Oh, yes, we do.
Some of us
Except for
have...
that one person who doesn't.
Yeah, Azareth. It's...
I'm sorry, you confused my name with Willem.
Understandable.
Most of us have Twitter accounts. You can go check those out, follow them for updates and different things. We also, on the right, we have some of our characters have Twitter accounts. Some of us post some crazy, stupid things on it.
Yeah, some people actually use them. Some people don't.
I
Ever.
kind of use Rises, sort of.
I don't use Ks. I have not been on Ks.
I might
It's
actually
sim-
make one for Silent now that I'm not thinking he was just gonna die.
Well, I mean, keep an eye out on the tweeters because I like posting teasery spoilers about
Yes, and
games.
I'm
So,
connecting a lot of the dots from a lot of them, and it make
Things
me
where
want to
players are asleep, but they're not.
Megan, you need to sleep on a regular schedule.
I picked her up on Monday and we were at the mall and she's like, yeah, Sarah was posting all this stuff at like 5 a.m. and I'm like, but you're still up at 5 a.m.
Also,
It's only like midnight my time, so
you're fine.
yeah.
Megan.
What? My sleep schedule has been a mess for a while. I blame Critical Role because I'm up talking about it at like 5, 6, sometimes a.m.
So, also I'm going to throw a little shout out real quick to the web series that's been coming out recently that I worked on. It's called Matchless on YouTube. Search Matchless web series. I'll type in the chat here in a second. Check it out. It's about Satan's daughter and her gaining powers and all the drama that goes on with that. So it's one of my really close friends directed it. I feel like it came out awesome, and you guys should check it out. Yay! Comes out twice a week.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Also,
Go check it out.
keep watching our Twitters and stuff, because maybe some new things might be coming soon. I'm a flower.
And remember,
On that,
cheeseburger, onion rings.
Wow.
see you, everybody.
Go to the drive-thru or something, man. Like, really.
Can't get those in a drive-thru. I saw a video on Facebook.